Well, Oil Country hockey season has officially arrived as Oilers main camp kicked off today here at Rogers Place. I'm pleased to be joined by Bob Stauffer. And Bob, today we were able to hear from several members of the Edmonton Oilers, including General Manager Stan Bowman. Now, everyone is excited. There's so much to touch on. But first things first, a lot of people have been wondering what is happening with Evander Kane.
Yeah, there's an old saying in media, you go to the mouth of the line in terms of you got to go to the story. And one of the stories today, unquestionably, is the status of Evander Kane. And it's probably the worst kept secret out there because I think a lot of people presumed for a while, but Stan Bowman made it official that Evander Kane will get surgery. Did not scope out at this stage an actual timeline, but would miss some time with it. So that's where we're at. I think we all kind of figured this was inevitable. It's my belief that Evander played through a couple different injuries last year during the course of the playoffs and indeed the second half of the city. So it's important for him to get back to 100%, and we'll wait for more information.
We know that the complexion of this team looks a lot the same, but also a lot of new faces as well. That includes Victor Arvidsson, Jeff Skinner, and on the blue line, also Ty Emberson, who we heard from for the first time this morning. He seemed very excited to be able to be a part of the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, Paige, for Ty Emberson, there's really an opportunity of a lifetime. Like, he's going to play for a coach that he's already had before, that he had success with Hartford in the American Hockey League. There's a spot there on the right side of the defense. I mean, let's face it, basically what happened here is the Oilers saw both Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway get offer sheets. They elected not to match those offer sheets, save a little bit of cap space in the process. They traded for Vasily Podkolzin, and through the Cody Ceci trade, really replaced Broberg with Emberson. I think that Ty Emberson is a guy that has, again, the opportunity of a lifetime here. It would not surprise me in the least if he ended up being an 18 to 19 minute a game guy. And I could see him being a part of the Oilers' future too. And I'm not surprised at all to see that he had the level of excitement that he did.
The players have been touching on the fact that it was a bit of a shorter summer, but also that they enjoyed that. Stuart Skinner said, you know what, I love just getting right back to work, and I feel like I'm right ready to go back into the season. They had that time to prepare, and it seems like there's this overall exciting energy as well. You and I were in Penticton this past weekend, and we saw just the dedication that this organization has to their development as well. And overall, from top to bottom, there is an overall energy.
Paige, a couple things. Number one, short summers are the best because they are. Because it means that your organization has, had a long playoff run, and for Edmonton, 2 goals short ultimately, and that's on the, current group to see if they can get back there, but maybe, take it one step further. Very different experience this year in Penticton. I've been at all the tournaments, and 2010, Taylor Hall was the number 1 pick there. We had Magnus Piarvi and Jordan Everly. 2011, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was there. 2014, Leon Draisaitl was the highest drafted player there, 3rd overall. 2015, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and for that matter, Darnell Nurse. Even Jesse Puljujarvi in 2016. So the Oilers always had, he was 4th overall that year. He was the highest drafted player at that tournament. We've had these where the Oilers were the focal point for their players. The organization's at a different place. We all know that. They're tracking. They're expected to be. Many people think Edmonton's the Stanley Cup favorite this year. I would suggest my expectation is Edmonton is a 50 to 54 win team this year and a top 5 team in the league. And they've expanded a lot of draft capital to get some of the current players they have. Like case in point, Calgary had 8 draft choices in the game Saturday night against Edmonton just from this year's draft. So the Oilers are at a different place. And the other thing that's happened is they've got a different regime. And from the CO of hockey operations, that being Jeff Jackson, Stan Bowman, the GM, Chris Knobloch, Paul Coffey, and Glenn Gulletson, and Mark Stewart, all the assistant coaches at the NHL level, and then Colin Chalk and the assistant coaches at the AHL level, Keith Gretzky at the assistant GM for the team, Bill Scott, assistant GM. And then you had Kelly Larson on the development side. Everybody has to be pulling the rope in the same direction. I would suggest to you that the Oilers at times have been a little bit disjointed in the past from a development perspective. It's clear, given the breadth of information that Stan Bowman provided in his answer, is almost a 4-minute answer. It is clear to Stan that it is something of great value that he sees with development. And I think we saw that with the coaches on the ice and the amount of people that they had in Penticton. And I think that will bode well long term. May not see an immediate impact in the next year,
Right.
but I think in 2 or 3 years we're going to start to see some of that come to fruition. And it's an area that the Oilers needed to improve, and it's clear Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman have targeted that area to improve.
Well, Bob, it's safe to say that the future is very exciting, and the near future maybe even more exciting
Let's
for
go get it.
us.
It's going to be an awesome season.
Let's go get it. I like
All
it.
right.
You never miss a beat. And preseason, well, the games start this Sunday here at Rogers Place. Can't wait to see you, Oil Country.